All right, Jane, back to you.
Here we go, my friend. This is an autumn to remember for the cast of Everybody Loves Raymond. The show's moving into the lucrative world of syndication, and on Monday, look at Washington, huh?
I'm going outside today. Anyway, we're going to have a pretty day. Temperatures will be 77 to 82 degrees. Obviously,
sunshine at 75, sunny in the northeast and low humidity. Well, there you go. You certainly are. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your next country.
Well, we've got a fresh, cool, dry air mass move in overnight. Good morning.
Beautiful morning here in the northeast. Let's check the rest of your weather, show you what's going on for today. And you'll see that we got clear skies around much of the country. Some showers in northern Queens and wet weather down in Florida with only picking up as much as 7 inches of rain reaching the central and southern Florida. Partly cloudy skies leading on to weather.
Is now on the scene. April and Monica, what can you tell us from your vantage point?
Well, from what we can see right here as we were fire is still going on right now in the World Trade Center. For as far as the eye can tell right here, this tower, there's a huge gaping hole, flames still inside, thick black smoke still coming out. We have not been able to see what, if any kind of an aircraft is inside the building. This is the best vantage point right here, and as you can see, just a huge gaping hole throughout the entire side of this tower right now.
April, can you see down to the street to see what might be going on down there?
See the entire lower half of Manhattan completely covered in smoke, debris, dust, everything well south of Canal Street.
I want to do that. Let's take a look, show you what's going on. Oh, sorry. There's a. Yeah, hold on. Let me just see here. That's what it would look like. Much better. Let's check your weather, see what's going on. For today, we've got a lot of cool weather in the northern states. We've got some hot weather continuing in the southwest and 80s as you get into the southeast with a lot of rain, up to 7 inches of rain in parts of Florida. Partly sunny in the Pacific Northwest, Seattle today. Sunshine at 75, sunny in the northeast and low humidity. Speaking of hair, what's the deal here?
Charles Worthington's big hair, girl.
Well, there you go. You certainly are. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Well, we've got a fresh, cool, dry air mass move in overnight. Good morning. I'm meteorologist Tom Kieran. We're up to 67 degrees here in Northwest and comfortably dry with a nice breeze coming in about 5 to 10 this morning. It may get a little gusty this afternoon, maybe 10 to 20 miles an hour with bright sunshine, highs reaching the low 80s. And we've got a cool evening on tap tonight. Ought to be widespread 50s for lows. And during the day tomorrow, the upper 70s for highs. Then Thursday, partly sunny. Could have a passing shower Thursday evening. Otherwise, dry weather all the way into the weekend.
Let's head down to Washington. Hey, Willard, look who's here. Mr. Peanut.
I love Mr. Peanut.
Mr. Peanut is here.
Is he salt-free and dry roasted?
I know. Well, he hasn't come out of his shell yet. It just.
Hey, have you ever done anything for Habitat for Humanity?
Yes.
Did you ever take a hammer and saw it?
You bet. Yes, we did. We did it. In fact, the Today Show did it a couple of months ago.
here's the satellite radar picture showing the rain thanks to the cold front. That's a true cold front. This day is going to be beautiful, and it takes a while, really, for the cool and dry air to move in. So tomorrow morning should be a couple degrees cooler, and the daytime high will be even a few degrees cooler. All right, our numbers look like this. Clear skies, 80% humidity. That's dropped about 10% and will continue to fall rapidly later on today. Let's look for a sunny day today, a high of 80. It's a couple degrees cooler than average. Tonight,
to the west of the country, no problem. To the east of the country, no problems except down in Florida, a little rain. Northeast, we'll see little rough seas along the New England coastline from that hurricane that's going away. Miles and miles of sunshine. Miles Davis. We're going to put Miles out there today. Nice as it can be across the Northeast. Rough seas still from the chop from that hurricane, but other than that, it's kind of quiet around the country. We like quiet. It's quiet. It's too quiet. That's a quick look at the national forecast. It's an early look at your weather.
Towards the Florida Panhandle, so it's going to take some very heavy rain there. We've also got some heavy rain not very far away from New York at the moment. I think that may well move in the near future. Eventually clearing away, and then it's back to sunshine across much of the United States.
It is going to be
An ad for the new HBO series, The Mind of the Married Man, says, in marriage, no one can hear you scream. Why am I laughing? But what would it be like if we could hear inside the man who was married? Thoughts, everything from infidelity to a lot of other things that we can't talk about. That's one of the elements of the new series is called, despite what he wants it to be, the male version of Sex and the City. And to hear more about what goes on in the mind of its creator and star, we're joined by Mike Wagner.
Good morning. Certainly no rain here. Nothing but dry skies. Next chance for rain not open until Thursday afternoon with a slight chance of a shower. Today and tomorrow mostly sunny, highs in the upper 70s.
Peter Boyle, we love Ray Romano, great show as well. Peter Boyle, everybody loves Raymond. Why should find out? Whatever you do, do not show what's going on around the country, kids. On this Tuesday, the night of the Latin Grammy, sunny skies down through Texas, all the way from the bottom of Texas to the top of North Dakota. What's going on around the country, kids? On this Tuesday, the night of the Latin Grammy, sunny skies down through Texas, all the way from the bottom of Texas to the top of North Dakota. A little rain to the right of North Dakota, parts of North Dakota may see a little rain. To the west of the country, no problem. To the east of the country, no problems except down in Florida, a little rain. Northeast, we'll see little rough seas along the New England coastline from that hurricane that's going away. Miles and miles of sunshine. Miles Davis. We're going to put Miles out there today. Nice as it can be across the Northeast. Rough seas still from the chop from that hurricane, but other than that, it's kind of quiet around the country. We like quiet. It's quiet. It's too quiet. That's a quick look at the national forecast. Here's an early look at your weather.
September is a beautiful time of year in New York. The morning of September 11th, 2001.
They think it was too like suicide.
The sky was blue, the sun bright and warm, the breeze cool. Hello, I'm Arthur King. Welcome to the History Channel's look back at the 9/11 year.
Is this engineered hurricane somehow related to the events of
Right, well, that's okay. After I got to that point, and actually how I discovered this, I wanted to see how far up that dust went, so I looked up some weather satellite images to see how far the dust could be seen. And then I went, what the heck is that? You know, it's a hurricane. I didn't know about it. That's how I discovered it. And so then, you know, realizing that how were they so sure exactly when it would turn around, where it was about the closest, and I'm talking about the outer bands, not the eye, but the outer bands were the closest to Manhattan approximately at 8 a.m. on 9/11. And so now this is something weird. Now what do hurricanes do? And I start thinking about hurricanes, thinking about how something's going around, it's getting spun around, and if it's moist air that's being spun around, you're going to have, it's sort of like a big Tesla coil. And then I started looking at the weather stations, and they report all around Manhattan, they reported thunder that day on 9/11.
The views continue continue, Ernie, Angela. We just got pictures in from high above this Earth yesterday morning. The space station was traveling, doing its work, scientific investigating. They spotted something 244 miles from the Earth, traveling at a speed of 17,000 miles per hour. The commander looked down and saw smoke there at the tip of Manhattan when the World Trade Center was on fire as the two planes hit each of the Twin Towers. That's the picture from the space station yesterday. Now the space station continues its work, now traveling over Australia. But look at that. Look at that, the intensity from here in lower Manhattan, that it could be seen high above the Earth, the tragedy
Commander
that lit
Frank
up the sky
Culbertson, an
over our
American
planet.
astronaut,
Also, we have pictures
photographed
from the Middle East.
Ground Zero from the International Space Station.
You could see New York City and the smoke from the fires. Our prayers and thoughts go out to all the people there and everywhere else. Here I'm looking up and down the East Coast to see if I can see anything else.
In the early hours of September the 12th, Commander Culbertson delivered another message.
In the center of the city of New York. And I just wanted the folks in New York to know that their city still looks very beautiful from space. I know it's very difficult for everybody in America right now. And I know folks are struggling very hard to deal with this and recover from it. But the country still looks good, and for New Yorkers, your city still looks great from up here.
Center 7 was completed in 1987. It had approximately 1.8 million square feet, 47 stories, and was roughly 600 feet tall. Each of the floors was approximately 40,000 square feet, which is roughly the size of a football field, and equal to the size of the floor plate on each of the towers.
Special district of the world, and clearly untold number of people that are down there right now. And this is as close as we can get to the scene. Jim Smith, you're about, what, 5 miles?
Yeah, that's right, Michael. We're about 5 to 6 miles away. We've been forced to move to Staten Island at this point to bring you these pictures. And we understand to go along with the airport shutting down and no airplanes being allowed to take off nationwide, we have been in contact with military aircraft in the area that are enforcing a complete no-fly zone. Once we land, we will not be allowed to take back off. So,
Geraldo Rivera, who brags on knowing all hurricanes, didn't know it was there.
Have been so attracted over the years to hurricane coverage, but there's risk involved. There is, the peril of not knowing what's going to happen, that adventure, and it's pitting yourself against an enemy. It's like war, only no one is shooting at you specifically. That's what the allure, but there is an area storm that I am not, the juices don't flow, and you look and check it out.
Remember that one? I watched that
And maybe a store on YouTube, but you got to get up close and personal. And
this is Hurricane Ike, I think.
Wasn't this Rita?
You would know.
You know what? I think it was Rita. Rita in Galveston, Texas. Yeah, Galveston. And obviously Katrina. Before that changed so many of our histories. It was so traumatic. And it's one funny thing I think of if only a hurricane had come on 9/11. Remember, they didn't know how to use instruments, the terrorists. They took off in Boston, and they literally, after they took over the aircraft, they steered by line of sight. And it was that crystal clear September day. Sure was. Yeah. And if it were only one of these weather days, history would have been rewritten. And I think about that a lot now, and especially this time of year. We're the peak of hurricanes.
Yeah,
it's about 40 years.
40 years. Sure. Yeah, you are. Go ahead.
Judy, you have misrepresented the facts concerning Hurricane Aaron. I live here in hurricane country, Florida. I track all the hurricanes. Aaron hit Corpus Christi, Texas, 15 August 2007. Your opinion concerning 911 are not consistent with the facts provided on 911 ripple effect, last man out, Richard Gage's blueprint for truth, loose change final cut, Zero, an investigation into 911, and many other video documentaries. I don't know what planet you come from.
Okay. I guess he's gone. I don't know what happened to Steve.
As for Hurricane Aaron, they did not retire that name. It has been used several times. It was the first hurricane, I believe, of the 2001 hurricane season.
All right, let me go back to George. George, ask her one question that you would like to get answered.
Well, I don't think MIT does much in conspiracy theory, especially at those levels.
Is that a question?
We do talk about...
I'll answer that one question.
Okay.
One question.
I may ask my question. I remember 9/11 very clearly. You talk about Hurricane Aaron coming and having some effects. And I do recall almost every picture, in fact, every picture I've seen of New York on that day, the sky was blue. Clear blue, not a cloud in the sky. If you go and follow the track up...
Do you have a question or...
No, wait a second. Okay, he's asking the question about obviously about the hurricane. I never heard about the hurricane. This is hurting, I think, the situation because we can't verify some of your so-called evidence here. I mean, I'm trying to. I'm wanting to. Well, it's also that we're saying hurricanes are things that are documented.
Yeah.
And if you have it documented and nobody else does, then where did
the National Hurricane Center has it documented. This is another issue. Why is it not been publicized?
Isn't that amazing? I'd say that's pretty good evidence that it was underreported.
Dana Tyler is joining us right now from our newsroom with a different view for us of what happened. Dana.
The views continue, Ernie, Angela. We just got pictures in from high above this Earth yesterday morning. The space station was traveling, doing its work, scientific investigating. They spotted something 244 miles from the Earth, traveling at a speed of 17,000 miles per hour. The commander looked down and saw smoke there.
Yes, sir. Do you think Dr. Judy Wood's theory has any credibility whatsoever?
Well, what's presented by Dr. Wood is some phenomena which hasn't been explained, some of which has not been explained. So that's why it gathers some attention. What's most interesting about Dr. Wood, who puts forth this evidence and an idea that a free energy device responsible for directed energy, not explosives, not nanomaterial, not hot molten metal, all of which she actively, specifically denies in her book.
What's the matter with you?
Through 126, denying.
All right. And now, time for the weather. And here's your weatherman, Chatter Weathervane. Good evening, weather fans. There's good weather news tonight. But let's first look at the 30-day outlook. Now, in 30 days, we're going to have a lot of sunshine, unless we get a lot of rain. Then again, we might have a blizzard too, but it could be very warmer. And that pretty much sums up the 30-day outlook. As far as today and tomorrow are concerned, it's going to be beautiful weather. In fact, I'm so confident about it that I brought along my tennis racket. I'm going to play right after the old broadcast. And of course, for you fishermen, why, it's going to be wonderful fishing weather too. For all you old followers of Icy Walt, you old anglers, you just prepare for a beautiful day. It's going to be wonderful weather. That's right. Glorious weather this weekend. Weather from old Chatter Weather. Right. Now, let's look at the weather in general. First, a picture across the nation. As you can see, there's going to be a lot of lows and highs in the southern part of the country. That's going to make a lot of weather. What do we care? We're not that part of the country anyway, right? So let's look at the local picture. Now, here in our area, there's going to be a cold front, see, coming up from the south. You don't have to worry about that, because as you know, there's a lot of hot air around here, right? And that hot air is going to neutralize the cold air, and it's going to be beautiful, just like I said. But you don't have to take my word for it. Let's look at the old radar screen. Right, you're going to get that old radar screen adjusted and see what it has to tell us. Let me see here now. Let's get this thing going here. And it looks pretty snowy. I mean, the picture is snowy, that's what it is. And I see an unidentified flying object. Unidentified flying object? Oh my, that could mean enemy planes. Okay, everybody run for shelter. Everybody duck for cover. Yes. The man to air raid shelters. How we doing? Let me know when it's all clear. It is all clear? Oh, those were just snow flurries. I've got to learn to read that radar screen. That's embarrassing.